Okay, so I'm going to do a live of sorts. I always say I'm going to, and then I don't pause it. And then my videos end up being so long, so I'm doing voiceovers most of the time. So I'm going to really try to get most of my ephemera together and have that situated so that way I can actually do a live. So I am doing Kathy Price's sketch, finally, on for the 30 days of sketches. And so she's got like some ripped paper. I probably won't follow the sketch exactly, but as closely as possible, just because I'm kind of piecemealing some stuff together. So this is Summer Porch. So an older 49 and Market collection. I don't have a ton of it. It's kind of got more of a beachy theme, so I'm hoping I can find some ephemera to go with this. I think Kathy's is mostly like some floral pieces, some twine, some like washi tape. So I'm hoping I can get something figured out here, at least with the washi tape and stuff. I don't know. I might not use washi tape on it or do something different, but so I've just gone ahead and ripped my paper. This is the back of another paper. So that's actually what's on the back behind his photographs, and that's my oldest son now. And then I'm just going to do some green polka dot. I really probably would choose something different, but because I don't really have much of this collection, I'm just piecemealing together what I've got. So hopefully we'll make it work. So I'm going to start getting this all adhered down and see if I can find some ephemera. Okay, so I'm going to start getting everything adhered down. And I'm just putting this, 49 Market obviously does not need extra stuff to adhere it down because it's a really thick paper. But I am using cardstock here because I'm adding paper below this ripped bottom part here. You probably can't see that. So this ripped bottom part. And so I always, if I do something like that, I usually will always adhere stuff down onto cardstock here, just in that way I kind of know about where I need to put this so that it's a true 12 by 12. So I'm just using gray. Oops, this goes up at the top. This is at the bottom. So this will go underneath here. And then that way I kind of know about where I need my paper. And actually, I think I might switch it out and use this piece since this is already kind of ripped up, and I think should fit up underneath there fine. Okay. And 49 Market paper is thick enough. You don't need anything extra. This is just more so that I know I'm adhering this and putting this in a spot where it's going to be as close to true 12 by 12 as possible. Okay. Get this as closely lined up down here as possible. And my intention was to use Vicky Booten for Kathy's. So I'd been saving Kathy's layout for Vicky Booten, but then I kind of wanted to document these pictures of my son. I just seen them and decided those were the ones I wanted to go with instead. So, and I tried to pull some Vicky Booten stuff that I thought would work with it, but I think just with the color of kind of his outfit, this collection makes more sense. So. Which I'm hoping I have ephemera to go with this because I'm not real sure that I do. We'll figure something out, I guess. And I guess if anything, I could always go online, see if I can find some front porch. I know I've got some front porch stuff, but again, it's like a real heavily like kind of nautical theme. So we'll see if we can make this work. Okay, and then I'm gonna add, because hers shows a couple strips of paper down I think kind of like continuing all the way across, but I don't have enough of the green to make that work. So I'm gonna just, I really shouldn't be typing because if I'm gonna do this as live, I'm trying to pull up her. Everybody is so smart, they print out the pictures. I don't. So my thing. So it looks like she's got a couple like layered up. So I'm not gonna exactly follow that just because I don't have enough paper to really do that. So I'm gonna put this piece up here. I think that was the plan, was that one, and this one, I think I was gonna go down below here. So. And I'm not sure, like I said, yet what I'm gonna do for ephemera, but we'll figure something out. I definitely know I've got some of this front porch stuff, but again, like I said, it's really not a full theme. And he was like by a barn. So, and I'm a theme scrapbooker, so that just makes sense to me to use. I don't know, there's like a little bit of something left on here from, let me get a little bit more. Just down on the bottom there, okay. Let's see if I want it like this instead, yeah. Okay, and hers kind of, well, actually, I think I probably need to flip-flop it because that piece goes down a little bit lower. Hers kind of goes, it's like a big corner, you know, that goes up. I didn't have enough paper to really do that, so I'm doing what I can with what I have. So again, closely following the sketch, just not all the way, at least for now. We'll see what I have in terms of ephemera for this. So it looks like she's got like her picture here, picture there. So I'll probably be pretty, now I'm gonna shift it over because I want this tree still in there. She's got ephemera over here. So this might be kind of considered my ephemera over here. So I might not add too much over here. And then here, and then her title's here, which I don't know because again, because of this, I don't know that I'll put my title there. So, okay. All right, so I'm gonna pause this and pull out my 49 Market ephemera and see what works. Just my camera. All right. So far that's looking pretty good. So let me just lay out the pictures. I had to piecemeal this together because I kind of had not ripped it well. So it's fine. I'll rip a little bit of, I like a little bit of white showing, just not a ton of white showing. So we'll do this, and then I'm not gonna have this over the picture because I don't really want to cover up the picture, and I felt like if I did that, it was gonna, I mean, even though that's just background scene, I just feel like I like it better not hanging over and covering a lot of that up. So, and again, this isn't like perfectly torn, so okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do a voiceover here. So I actually could have done this as a live, but my daughter was in the background watching a little show on her iPad, so or her Kindle, so it was kind of noisy, so I decided to just cut it out and do a voiceover. And so I've pulled the ephemera. Of course, I had cut away from like pulling a lot of that just because I didn't want the video to get super long. And so I went through a bunch of 49 and Market ephemera that I had purchased, and I decided to go with like a lot of greens and blues on this since that's kind of the direction it was taking. And so I pull in this green film strip. Now that's on acetate. And I cut part of it off, and I'm going to work in part of it up here. The little floral clusters, that's all 49 and Market. I don't think I used anything besides 49 and Market on this. So the paper and the ephemera are all 49 and Market. And the film strip pieces, they came in like a bundle that you could buy. I don't know if it's still something that's available because I purchased that probably about a year ago. It came in like a bunch of different colors in like a package. So I don't remember how many film strips, like maybe 5 or 6 of them. And they were in different colors. I think one was yellow and blue and green and gray, maybe. I don't know. I do decide to go pretty simple with the embellishments here because, again, I felt like that tree was part of my embellishment. And since there was like a lot of ripped edges and ripped paper, I kind of felt like that kind of technically was kind of embellishment in and of itself. This says best ever, and I decided that's going to kind of be my title. I had pulled out some acrylic pieces and just really wasn't liking the look of it, so I kind of didn't know that this, I didn't feel like this really necessarily needed like a super obvious title. I don't feel like, some layouts I just don't feel like they really call for them, so. These were little professional photographs that we had gotten of him and his younger brother. I still need to do something with his sister, where we can go and get professional photographs, but half the time you can't get them to take pictures anyways. It's like, you know. And so I had cut part of another cluster apart because that one flower down there was like really kind of like a light blue, which really is not anywhere on this page. It was almost kind of like a turquoisey color. So I wanted to cover that up because I didn't really feel like it worked with the color scheme. I mean, not that it was super obvious. This little strip, I thought I was going to work on this side, but I do end up switching it over to the other side. Just because, again, I felt like that tree over on this side was enough. I didn't really feel like I needed to embellish anything over here. I had bought this, what is it called? Summer Porch. I bought quite a few of these papers. My intention was to actually do some layouts of us in Mackinac. So I might have to, because, you know, I really felt like that line made sense with like kind of the feel of Mackinac. So I might end up having to get some more of it if I still can get my hands on some of it. So. And this says, together is the best place to be. So I decide I'm going to work it in down there. I do move it from there. So, and I do move things down a little bit and kind of shift them around as I'm getting them glued down. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know if I was looking at rub-ons or something here. Oh, I might have been looking through my acrylic stash is probably what I was doing there. And so I'm going to pull everything off, hoping to God that I remember where I had everything. And then I'm going to start getting everything adhered down. And so at this point, I went ahead and off screen and glued everything down just because it was going to get to be kind of a long video. And here are some close-up shots. I really like how this turned out. I'm really glad I could find some ephemera to work with it. And thank you, Kathy, for the sketch inspiration. And I appreciate you coming by to watch another process video. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you again next time.